On the outskirts of Turin lies the headquarters of one of motorsport's most prominent and recognisable safety innovators. Sabelt is a family business formed in the early 70s by Piero and Giorgio Marci. Originally producing safety belts for Formula 1 and WRC manufacturers, hence the name Sabelt, the company quickly grew into an industry leader and expanded to design and create not only seatbelts but the seats themselves for a plethora of major premium automotive brands.
When I think about Sabelt, I was thinking when I was a kid, when I used to go on racetracks. So we've always had a strong racing DNA, even though most of the business comes from OEM, so from automotive business. Today, Sabelt, we work a lot on the racing activities, mostly on the OEM being supplier for car manufacturers, and with this new adventure, making sim racing components for enthusiasts about racing activities.
And that is exactly why we are here making this video. Recently, Sabelt reached out and invited us to Turin along with James, aka Gamer Muscle, and Riccardo, aka Random Call Sign, to show us their first products designed specifically for sim racing.
Achille Balestrini, the CEO of Sabelt, came up with a project. I've known Achille since a few years. He was running another similar project, and he came up with a nice idea of developing a specific range of products dedicated to the sim racing. So we thought it was the right time to start with this project.
We worked on Sabelt Sim Racing for more than 1 year, almost 2 years of big work, and we did a big job. And for us and for Sabelt, it's a big opportunity to entering in the sim racing market. And what we are trying to do is to move the Sabelt Sim Racing values from real motorsport to digital motorsport and to sim racing.
So what was it then that inspired Massimiliano to take Sabelt into the sim racing space?
Myself, I'm an enthusiast of racing activities and also video games. On the other side, we had to wait for the right moment to do it, because it's been obviously growing business. We analyzed it as an opportunity, but as well we had to find the right partner. So because it's a different, when you develop a product for this, it's a specific product. It's different from what we usually produce on a daily basis.
It won't come as a surprise then to hear that its first foray into sim racing specific products centres around cockpits and seats. Sabelt recently announced a series of bespoke aluminium profile rigs produced in Turin with an emphasis on customization and quality.
We decided to offer 3 main categories of products because Sabelt actually is in Formula 1 racing and motorsport, is on GT cars, and of course is also in rally. And so we decided to follow this kind of situation about Sabelt, and so we developed 3 different products: the S series for GT sim drivers and GT lovers, the P series for the Formula fans, and the X series for the road and rally fan of sim racing.
Just before we take a look at 2 of these new cockpits, why don't we have a look at what goes on behind the scenes? Massimiliano took us on a tour of the factory, giving us a peek at the love and attention each individual element is given as the products make their way across the production line. It was clear to see that safety was the priority, but the passion, quality, and meticulous attention to detail was equally evident. This is a company with a strong identity that reaches far beyond seatbelts. I was, therefore, very keen to see whether or not this personality would present itself within the new cockpits and accessories.
So I'm currently testing the S series rig. I've had a go on the P series rig as well, which is the Formula style version. And I thought, since you guys probably can't try this product yet, it's not been released yet, I'll give you a little bit of info as to what I'm experiencing. So I'll take it bit by bit. Let's start with the rig itself. Now, this is a classic 80/20 aluminium profile rig, but it's all been made in-house by Sabelt. And I have to say, visually, it's possibly the best looking 80/20 rig I've ever seen. I love the yellow touches. I love the fact that it's got its own unique personality, which is so difficult to do with an 80/20 rig. It certainly stands out and delivers some of the passion that Sabelt's known for. If we move on to talk about the seat, now, personally, I'm reasonably comfy in this S series seat at the moment. Not 100% comfy. I'm getting a lot of pushing in my back, and a lot of that is down to the rigidity of the rig. It's absolutely solid, so you do feel everything through the steering wheel and through the seat. And there's just a slight pressure point for me on my back where I would like a little bit more padding, but having spoken to the other guys that have tried it, none of them had that issue. And interestingly enough, when I tried the P series rig, It's got the same cushioning, and I actually found it even more comfortable. And usually I don't find the P-Series rig as comfortable, or a Formula style rig I should say, as comfortable. So it's clearly just the exact positioning of it at the moment. But it really is snug. I feel like there's a bit more room for someone a bit larger, they'd be able to fit in. And equally, I don't feel like I'm going to be thrown around or moved around. It's perfectly fine. Now the way this rig's set up at the moment, we've got the curved monitors on it, so I'm very, very close to the action. Obviously you can customize this rig yourself if you were purchasing it, and you could have triple monitors, you could have single screen, or you could have a completely separate monitor stand, which means you can move it further away or closer to you for personal preference. Now the thing that I really, really like about this is the attention to detail and the customization options. So from here I can easily reach the keyboard tray, I can move it closer, further away, and obviously with these kind of rigs, you can pretty much do whatever you want to, and Sabelt are providing a lot of options so you can personalize it for exactly what you need. If you have a DDU, for example, you can make sure that you purchase a rig configuration that allows you to mount that DDU on your wheelbase. There's different ways of mounting the wheelbase as well. You can either get a plate or you can side mount it. So the customization's great. It's also very easy to change things from the rig. So obviously sliding the seat backwards and forwards, it's on a rail, that's superb. The only issue I'd say in that sense are the pedals. It's a little bit awkward at the moment to actually move them further or closer. So hopefully that's something that Sabelt can work on in the future, because I do think that would be important. But obviously if you're just using the rig at home on your own, it's not going to be a problem. I like the little Sabelt flashes, the cable management. I like the Sabelt seatbelts. I mean, you don't need them. I don't think I'd have them on my own rig, but I like them because they're just cool, aren't they? They look nice.
We are doing a big job, and we are trying to move and to keep all the values of the Sabelt brand in real motorsport to sim racing. That means high attention to the quality of the products, and we put a big effort in developing our products. Everything is 100% made in Italy, and so we really developed the best product that we can for sim racing.
I still have a smile about it. So, no, it was actually, frankly speaking, was the first time I was trying the Formula seat. Yeah. I tried the GT, but the Formula seat and Formula, I love track. And I got to say that trying this game with this driving, with this steering wheel and the seat and the harnesses, I felt as if I was really driving. With the headphones, and I got off, I was like, I was a bit tired, sweat as well. I was excited about the driving. So the feeling was, I do sometimes drive real cars on the racetrack, and having this product in front of me really gave me good feeling about it.
So the only one we haven't tried yet is the X series, which is more of a kind of road car style, more suitable for rallying, more upright, probably a round steering wheel as well. Obviously, having not tried that, we've just tried this one steering wheel that Sabelt offer at the moment with the shifters and the buttons. And I have to say, my feelings are mixed on this one. I don't like the material. Personally, I don't think it's nice to touch. I don't think it's super nice to hold. Obviously, wearing gloves when you're racing, it's not going to cause you any issues, and it's going to be super, super durable. I just don't like the feeling of it personally. So some people might disagree with that. But ergonomically, it's superb. I mean, there's a nice little place for your hands to sit. The buttons are all in a good position. It's not the best wheel ever, don't get me wrong, but it's absolutely fine for a first product from Sabelt. Again, something they'll improve and work on in the future, I'm sure. Now, all in all, I think the main takeaway from this rig is, on the outside, you've got that beautiful design that I talked about earlier. You've got the Sabelt passion and what they're all about. And then when you're actually using the rig, it's so solid. It's completely rigid. Like, I can't feel any movement whatsoever. So you just get that delivery of great quality. And obviously you pay the price for it. This is not cheap. This is a fairly expensive rig. It's not entry level by any means. But I can absolutely feel the attention to detail in this, the quality of the actual materials. It just works so well, and you can't really deliver much passion in a 80/20 rig in terms of feeling, because it's just a sim rig at the end of the day. There's only so much you can do. So what you do instead is make it as sturdy and good as possible. And on my first run with this, obviously haven't tried it over a long period of time, but this absolutely achieves it. And the P series as well. Very impressed. But I'd hope to be at the price range.
The decision makers here are well aware of who these cockpits are for, and being honest, I don't think they will ever cater to an entry-level market. This is a company that will not compromise on its quality or production process. It's not the Sabelt way. It's about making something special that customers will be proud to own. I can think of a few Italian car manufacturers with a similar ideology. However, there is an acute awareness that the road ahead is long.
Well, we have to learn a lot, again, in this field. We can bring a lot of know-how on the seat, on the comfort, on the ergonomics, on the quality of the products, yet here there's also involved a lot of electronics and different feelings, so we are here to learn, yet bringing our know-how from the real experience, from the real motorsport. So I think it's going to be a good match, and we need to find the right partners. So not having the rush, but yet again position ourselves as a top quality product, still accessible.
We have a lot of plans, of course, because we are full of ideas about sim racing products from Sabelt, and we focused on the rig, because the rig is the base to where we have to start to give an offer to all the sim drivers. But of course we are planning to exit with many other products like dashboards, wheel rims, and wheelbases, pedals, and many other accessories to create an ecosystem of Sabelt products for sim racing.
Plenty of future products to get excited about then, and with a host of automotive brand partners and customers including Ferrari, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and many, many more outside of Italy, could we see some of these brands getting involved with the sim racing project?
Yes, we have the plan. We are still talking with some of them because of course it's a big opportunity for us, and also a lot of real automotive brands that are customers of Sabelt are interested in sim racing, and so we hope to be partners of some of them.
As if the trip to Turin, the factory tour, and the sneak peek of the products weren't enough, the lovely people at Sabelt set us up with a trip to Monza the next day for the penultimate round of the International GT Open Championship. Not only that, but we would be guests of the official Ferrari customer outfit, AF Course. Being in the Ferrari garage at Monza on a race day, it's fair to say we were pretty lucky. So what were the main takeaways from the weekend? For me, it's clear that Sabelt has the experience and resource to design and build incredible sim racing products. This family-run business feels family-run, history oozes from the walls, and its story is engrossing. Its first series of cockpits are truly impressive, but with room for improvement, and I'm very intrigued to see what comes next. But for those of you out there who are in the market for a premium, stylish, and solid rig, it's certainly worth your full attention. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first look at Sabelt Sim Racing. If so, why not subscribe to the Traxion channel and check out some of our other content? I just want to say a massive thanks to everyone involved in making this trip possible, including you guys for supporting the channel. Also, a specific shout out to James and Ricardo for helping me with some of the filming, and I'm sorry the camera was so heavy. Until next time, thanks for watching, keep it pinned, and have a great day.